do not refinance or get a loan on a property to pay off consumer debt. Hey, I'm Ronnie Lamb, certified FICO credit professional, author and speaker, and this is Ask Me Anything. Today I got a question, and it was, he's got $160,000 in credit card debt and a rental property that gives him a net $900 a month. So first of all, congratulations on having a rental property that's giving you $900 a month. That is a true asset because it's putting money in your pocket. So thumbs up on that. As far as the credit card debt, I don't know what it's about, what it's for. If it was to buy the rental property, the real estate, then that's, maybe not so bad. If it was just go on vacation, take your wife out to dinner, not so good. So I don't know what the debt's for, but let's get into it. And the question was, should he refinance or get a home equity line of credit on the house that's giving him money every month to refinance the consumer debt, the credit card debt? Now, I generally have a rule about this. And the answer to this question almost 99% of the time is no. Do not refinance or get a loan on a property to pay off consumer debt. Because here's what happens almost every single time. I've seen it, I don't know how many times over the last 13 years of the hundreds of thousands of people that I've met and personally coached and helped through my credit repair and my debt reduction program. But here's what I see. I see them go out, refinance the debt, consolidate the debt, get a line of credit, refinance their house, pull out money out of their 401k to pay off the consumer credit debt without fixing the root problem, which is how they got into the debt. And a few years later, they're back in the same situation, except for it's worse. And the reason it's worse is because they refinanced the debt. They took that $6,000 payment that they're paying on these credit cards. They refinanced it into their house. Now it's only $2,500 a month or so, maybe $3,000, $4,000. They got an extra $1,000, $2,000. They go lease a new F-150, and while they're at it, they go buy a boat. Because after all, they work hard and they deserve some time off. And now, 3 years later, they still got the $160,000, except for now it's in a home equity line of credit. And they got a $1,000 a month lease on an F-150 that they can't get rid of. And they got a boat that they don't use. And now they're worse off than they were in the beginning. So as a general rule, do not refinance your debt. Let's get rid of the debt. Let's come up with a way to pay it off. Now you can go out and start a business. You can go out and get another job. You can sell some of your stuff that you're not using. There's all kinds of things you can do to pay off that $160,000. It's going to be hard. It is going to be hard to pay it off. It's $160,000, but it can be done. Here's another option for you. You can file bankruptcy. File bankruptcy, lose your real estate property, your rental, ruin your credit for 10 years. You could also hire a debt settlement company. They'll let all of that credit card debt go into collection. Wait till you get sued, and then negotiate 25 cents, 50 cents on the dollar. So they take the $160,000, they cut it in half, they destroy your credit, get you sued, then they save you $80,000. The problem is they saved you $80,000, which means you'll owe Uncle Sam 35 to 50% of that, because legally, if they reduce your debt, you got to pay taxes on it, because Uncle Sam, the IRS, considers that income. So let's throw you in a 50% tax bracket like I am. They saved you 80, but now you got to pay Uncle Sam 40 grand. So really you saved 40 grand on this whole thing, and your credit's ruined for the next 7 years. And you probably got sued. You might even have some judgments, some garnishments, and some levies on your bank account. Or you can go into my debt reduction program. My debt reduction program works like this. We take the 160 grand. We reach out to the credit card companies. We offer to go on the loan with you, the credit card with you. This works for credit card debt, works for collections, works for any unsecured loan, including private student loans. Not federal, but private. So we call them up. Hey, we'd like to go on the loan with my nephew, with my niece. We got the money, we got the credit. Bank says, sure, man. If you want to go on the loan with them, on the credit card with them, absolutely. We then go in, change the terms and condition as allowed per law. They agree to the terms and conditions. We send them a check. They cash it, locking in the new terms and conditions. And then we sit back, we wait for them to violate the terms and conditions. It usually takes about 30 days. 30 days later, the fines start racking up. After 1 to 2 years of us making the payment every month, we've got enough fines racked up that offsets the original $160,000, and it wipes it out with no tax ramifications. Now, what's that cost you? It's really simple. We take the $160,000 times 45%, which is roughly $72,000. We take the $72,000 divided by 36 months. So you have 36 months, 3 years to pay us back the $72,000, which is about $2,000 a month at 0% interest. So not only do we wipe out 55% of the interest on the credit cards, we wipe out 100%. I'm sorry, I screwed that up. Not only do we wipe out 55% of the principal on the credit card debt, but we wipe out 100% of the interest, saving you tens of thousands of dollars, or in this case, for this person, about $90,000 plus interest, so saving about $130,000. So right now, his basic minimum payments can be about $6,000 a month for the next 22 months, 22 years rather, to pay this off. Because if you pay the minimum payments, 22 years is what it takes to pay off a credit card. Versus with our program, $2,000 a month, 36 months, paid off, out of debt, still has the rental property, putting $900 into his pocket. Now, he also could take the $6,000 a month payment that he's been making, give it to us, and do a 12-month plan, and in 12 months, completely debt-free. Now, what happens to credit? Credit's going to get dinged up a little bit. Generally, you don't get sued, though. You don't get garnished. You don't get levied. There is no judgments. You don't have to file taxes, and you don't file bankruptcy. So that's how our debt reduction program works. So here's what I recommend to the listener, the follower that sent me this message. I'd recommend that you reach out to us, apply for our debt reduction program, see if it works. But please do not refinance the rental property. Do everything except for that. If you refinance the rental property, I can almost guarantee you'll be in a worse situation in 3 years from now, or even sooner than you are right now. So thanks for the question. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up on it and the little bell to be notified the next time I do a video. If you have a question, please reach out, either YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Send me a question and I'll do a video, the best of my ability, and send it back to you. Thank you. Appreciate you.